Myself, Jitendra. I work as a project portfolio manager in Lombard Risk, Singapore. I am PMP certified before. Now I am PBA and appearing for ACP in December. As of now, I have not taken the dates, but I have started studying. Nowadays, the role or I think in the project. So I'm in doing the project management since more than 8 years. So the requirement gathering is very crucial part. And from my experience as well as from the industry perspective, right, most of the project fails because the requirements are not captured properly. To the requirement, whoever, sometimes we have a dedicated BA, sometimes there is a dual role of BA plus PM. Okay, so then we document the requirements, we manage the requirement, but in the end when we deliver the solution, right, user will say, no, this is not what I requested. And in the eventually, I read one statistic that whatever the features we develop, right, I think less than 2/3 are not being used. Only 1/3 of the features are being used. So because the requirement, there's a huge conflict between what user wants and what as a software or any solution is being given to them. So I think that was the main reason why I took PBA exam. Okay, so I wanted to know the framework and what should be the theoretical thing from the PMI perspective. Normally we don't do need assessment, right? We directly jump into the business analysis planning and then directly into the requirement gathering and traceability and monitoring, right? So nowadays, what I felt is, even in my organization, so we we create regulatory compliance software and collateral management. So there is suppose any new regulation is coming up in the market, right? And then as a software vendor, as a consultancy provider, we need to study, right? So first is we need to there is no way as such that you will know that, okay, after spending suppose 1 million you are putting in any requirement, you will know whether it will be, you won't know whether it will be viable or no. In the end, you will be able to sell, you will be able to generate the revenue or no. So that need assessment was, okay, I was not sure about the need assessment before. We were directly okay, this is the requirement, how you will deliver, that's it. And there was no solution evaluation as well. So normally any BA thing, BA person was concentrating on, myself was concentrating only on the requirement planning, requirement traceability and monitoring, that's it. Okay, so the good is there are a lot of positives. First of all, both you and Saket are quite helpful. Okay, throughout my journey, whenever I had questions mainly related to the exam content or during I think application, okay, your response was outstanding. I mean, I didn't feel because I enrolled only for online, right, online course. But your response was quite active, though we are working in the different time zone. Second thing is the exam in structured, it has all the three things, PBA plus PMP, because there are a lot of questions comes from the PMP background as well, and hardly few agile. But what you and Saket did is you have combined all three into PBA. So as an online or classroom, so you are giving students a chance to they don't feel the need that there is no structure. First they go for PMP, then PBA, then ACP. They can choose anyway. If they worked on directly on PBA, they can go and they can learn both PBA and PMP. Okay, and because it's mainly integration management and the planning in the PMP. So the content, and second thing is it's online and it's mobile. You can I was reading on my mobile. Okay, it is not so sometimes solution provider, they are not giving. It's not multi-device support, right? You cannot support it. It's only you need some software, you need to go to your PC. So nowadays I hardly open my PC, so I need something which I can read on iPad or my phone. And the content is RCO, content outline, and it is matching. So I didn't feel the need to study even the handbook. So what I did was only to listen to the videos and then read some forums. That's it. So the content was quite exam oriented as well as from the knowledge perspective, quite helpful and quite methodological and detail oriented. Yeah. The career in BA or even the PM, right? They will definitely help, because even as a PM, there is a lot of focus on, we call it functional specification document, FSD. Okay, so there's a lot of focus. So definitely whoever will do the PBA, it will help him in whatever the projects he is involved in or being run. It will definitely help him. From the learning point of view, definitely from the PMI perspective, I'm planning to do the ACPs next. After that, risk management professional and scheduling professional. And because the PGMP and PFMP requires more study, so that is in the last. But as of now, I have cleared 2. Then the PMI has 7. So 5 is the next target. Yeah, only advice is read and listen to the Eisen videos, okay, and forum, I would say it's quite helpful, okay, and then I would say that you also need to, apart from the 5 domains, I would say I think 20% of the questions, not 20, but at least 10% of the questions came from the PMP background. So those 5 lessons which you have in your learning course, it will definitely help. Agile at this moment, what I felt is hardly, because 1 or 2 questions came. So mainly focus on the PBA domain and then PMP, the integration and requirement one. I think it's more than sufficient. It will definitely help, but only thing is he need to go through. He should not stop only at the 5 domains of PBA. He needs to go through that PMP, whatever the content you have put in, mainly the integration management, because he should know how the project life cycle works. That should be clear. And especially, I think I got a lot of questions from risk management and communication plan. A lot of questions. So those, I think, and those, all these Pareto analysis and the fishbone diagram, you already explained in the PBA, but sometimes in the PMP, it's all, I think, better explained. So maybe I think those videos definitely person needs to watch.